I see.
Let's talk to him, mate. He's a great operator. Funny. We got a great story here. I think it's to do with boxing, and it's Harold the H. Oh, cock-a-doodle-doo. And there's a pair of women's gloves that were on display in Ipswich in 1862 that represent an historic Australian first. And I bet you I know what it is. I don't know. Was it women having a punch-up? Anyhow, let's talk to him. Good to talk to you, H.
Oh, it's good to have you back, Dan. Look, you're so far off what the story's about, but that's right. There's so many people been reaching out to me. They're just delighted to have you back, Danny. So
we're
got to give a shout out to a couple of them.
Mate, I've been on an Outback Opals show out at Winton. And
sure, that's the
digging
story
up opals underground. Very brave of me. Anyhow, let's talk about this set of gloves.
Yeah, well, I just want to give you a shout out first because these people have been reaching out to me to pass the best on to you. So Craig from Muddy Creek in Victoria, he had a birthday this week, but he's keen to have you back.
Oh, that's lovely. Thanks, Craig.
And another shout out to Don and the McMillan clan who are listening right now after I went to the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo with them in Brisbane last night.
Yeah, so how was that, by the way?
They're also keen to hear you as well. It was fantastic. It was absolutely brilliant. And it's a Queensland exclusive.
Yeah, but
they're not going anywhere else in Australia.
Was it raining?
Oh, look, there's no bad seats at the Lang Park, you know that. So wherever you are, it's good. There might have been a little bit of sprinkle, but, hey, the performers, they're trained for Edinburgh. It rains half the time there, so they were at home.
Can I tell you, I was in this Lawrence's drum and bugle band, which were very famous. We used to play at the Ekka every year. Used to pay us $2.50 each, etc. And you won't believe it, we were offered that we were that good to go to the Edinburgh Tattoo, and Brother Brady wouldn't let us go. I think we were going to be out of action for a month or something, and he wouldn't let us go.
Oh, that's a shame. Look, you got to go and experience it one day, even just from the stands.
We were going to be part of it. We were going to be part of St Lawrence's Cadet and Bugle Band. Anyhow, let's talk about someone's bugle.
let's talk about these gloves that from 1862. Look, it was in September 1862 when a pair of ladies' cotton gloves were on display in the window of a watchmaker in Brisbane Street here in Ipswich. They weren't boxing gloves, Danny. Now, they were the absolute centre of popular interest in the town. Everyone was talking about them, and visitors came from all over to vigorously discuss the virtues of the gloves. Now, the shop they were displayed in was on the corner of Brisbane and Nicholas Streets and belonged to Mr. Thomas Given, who was a jeweller and watchmaker.
Right.
Now, his original designs, they were quite well known. They were considered fantastic colonial examples, including creative jewellery and really handsome clock cases that were made right here in Ipswich.
Right.
Now, he was born in County Derry Island on Northern Ireland today in 1828.
Wow.
His father was a well-known architect. Given came to the colonies in 1854 and 2 years later set up his Ipswich business.
Right.
Now, in February 1863, this work is interesting for us. You see, Given would erect the very first public clock in Ipswich, and he put it above his shop on Nicholas and Brisbane Streets, which was probably the most prominent position in town back then. Now, remember, this was before the town hall or post office or any other of those clock towers you see today. But in April that year, his shop burnt down and the clock with it. But Given re-erected the de facto town clock, and this time with a powerful kerosene lamp, which lit up the clock face so that even on the darkest nights it could be seen from a really great distance. So this was before electricity. So, Danny, Given's town clock was really significant for Ipswich history. Now, Given later ran businesses in Toowoomba, Dalby, Brisbane and Townsville. But in 1889, he was really severely injured when thrown from a horse, and he never fully recovered. And he died at Southport the following year, although he was brought back home to Ipswich to be buried. Now, Given remains really significant in Ipswich history for providing that first town clock. But before that, for displaying those ladies' cotton gloves. You see, they were remarkable because the texture of the fabric of the gloves was much more like silk than cotton. They were so smooth. And the cotton was grown right here in Ipswich.
Oh, of course.
Now, the first person to grow cotton here was Mr. Richard Watson in the 1840s when he had cotton growing on his property at West Ipswich just as a curiosity. But one of Watson's sons was Samuel Watson, who was later called the Grand Old Man of Ipswich. Another son was Richard Watson Jr. He became the Mayor of Ipswich.
Wow.
And a son-in-law, Captain Roddy McLeod, he also became mayor. So it was a significant family that started the cotton. But those cotton gloves represented even more to Ipswich than any mayor could. You see, the gloves were manufactured from cotton grown on the plantation of the Honourable John Panton. Now, Panton was born in Scotland in 1815 and arrived in Australia when just a wee lad. His father was the Postmaster General of New South Wales. Panton himself was a member of the legislative councils of both New South Wales and Queensland. He was a police magistrate in both Sydney and Ipswich. And he started his business, Panton Co., in Brisbane Street, Ipswich, in 1852.
Wow.
Look, and you don't have to worry. He did quite well from mining gold from the Taroom diggings on the Western Downs. And for your, this is for your heart, Danny. He was a strong advocate for Queensland, and Queensland separated from New South Wales.
But I wasn't aware we grew cotton here. That's very interesting. Where are the gloves? Are they still there?
Well, Panton, yes, we did grow the cotton. I don't know about the gloves, but Panton was a pioneer of the cotton industry, and in 1862, from his Woodend plantation, he sent away to London 4 bales of cotton. Now, this was the first cotton export in Australian history.
Wow.
And today, Australia exports over $3 billion worth of cotton every year, which makes it the 6th biggest cotton exporter in the world.
There you go.
And then
yes.
Australia owes that wealth to Ipswich. And specifically John Panton's first ever cotton export. All started here. And those ladies' gloves made from his cotton that were displayed by Thomas Given, who gave us our first ever town clock.
Punching above our weight. They're trying to get Ed Sheeran here. I can't stand him anyhow. But they're punching again about their weight. Typical Ipswich. We don't get enough recognition for all the good things we do. And you've actually come up with a few things that there should be recognition for Ipswich. But how do we find out about this story and other stories?
Yeah, this story, like I say, like you said, Ipswich started the cotton industry in Australia, the export industry. I'm posting this story on my website tomorrow morning on historyouthere.com. You can find it on the links to it on all the socials, Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. But my website, historyouthere.com.
Historyouthere.com. It is now 22 minutes past 8. That's live and local. You can hear Harold the H, ark, P, cock-a-doodle-doo, every week at about 10 past 8 with another story about Ipswich, bringing all the highlights to this great city right here on West Bremer Radio. It's 8:22.